I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Oh shit, hold on. I gotta get my clapping. I gotta get the round of applause popping. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC in the building. Shout outs to Duke Alex, Frank H. What's going on, Armani? Yilmaz was popping. No Data. Studio Horror Music was good. Dr. Steele in the building. What's going on? Joey was popping with your slime 23. Just is in the building. Mike Chain, Lord Jefferson, Ludway. What's going on? Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Who also got up in here? Shout out to Corey 2S. Mark Tavius, No Data was popping with you. Who also got up in here? Captain Creator in the building. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Charisma Strategies. Nick Morrison was good, man. Appreciate you. Blastomatic in the building. What's cracking? Charlie Kiefer is up in the building. So today we're going to be talking about how attraction happens instantly and why you believe sexual attraction takes a long time. So we're going to get into that. And I'm going to be breaking down some heavy game in today's show because I was contemplating, should I even do this? Because this is extending the free line heavy because the game is going to be so heavy. I'm giving out free game today because this is going to change your whole perspective on attraction, sexual attraction, looks, all that other stuff. We about to get into it today. You feel what I'm saying? So it's going to be fire. But before we get into all of that, let's do this right here and make sure that you guys go to this website right here, which is called CunninghamElements.com. Make sure you guys do that. Get the Masculine Identity Parfum Soap. And make sure that you guys, get the shea butter. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that and get that shit going. So make sure you guys get that cracking. Also, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. Hold on. Why is my shit looking crazy like this? I gotta, stretch out the goddamn site and shit. This shit going crazy. But anyway, shout out to shoplocario.com. Make sure you guys get the online dating consultations. Make sure you guys go get that. Make sure you guys get the Massive Game Collection. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go get that shit cracking. You feel what I'm saying? And also make sure you guys go get the Master the Vetting Process program. Make sure you guys go get that shit cracking. I don't know what they do in that Gumroad. They gotta fix up the layout on the site. I don't know what's happening over there. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you guys do that and get that going. You feel me? And also make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Join the Masculine Identity Membership so you guys can get on the Zoom calls with Miles every Monday. And also make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Right now on the Bad Boy Membership, we have the program right here. Hold on. Where is the program? We got this program right here, Master Sexual Conversations. 5 ways to get comfortable talking sexually with women. So make sure you guys do that and get that going. You feel me? Make sure you guys get that. Now, today's topic, we're talking about how attraction happens instantly. Why you believe sexual attraction takes a long time, right? So we're going to get into a lot of different things today. And you might want to take some notes, bookmark this video. Send this video to the Black Pill guys so that they can learn some game. And the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today, right, is stuff that I've never talked about before. I mean, some of it is stuff I talked about before, but I'm going to bring in some new things because I have to break things down even more. So what happens is that I noticed that when I explain certain things, right, they might need to be broken down even more for people who just don't understand to get it, right? So I'm going to break down sexual attraction even more in today's show so that you guys can actually understand what's going on here, right? And what I'm going to be talking about is, and focusing on, right, is sexual attraction. And I'm going to be breaking down, the looks part of sexual attraction. I'm going to be breaking down the appearance part, and I'm going to be breaking down the behavior part, right? Because when it comes to, levels of attraction, right? I talk about this in my book, Looks Don't Matter. So all you guys should get this book, Looks Don't Matter. I talk about the 5 types of attraction, and the 5 types of attraction when it comes to you interacting with these women is physical attraction, sexual attraction, behavioral attraction, resource attraction, and friendship attraction, right? And so real quick, physical attraction is a woman being attracted to how you look. Right now, sometimes physical attraction can equate to sexual attraction, meaning that she is sexually attracted to you based on how you look, right? But just because she's physically attracted to you don't mean that she's always sexually attracted to you. Now, sexual attraction means that the woman is attracted to the combination of your looks, appearance, and behavior. We're going to get into that today. Behavioral attraction is when a woman is just attracted mainly to your behavior. Like, so for example, she likes your personality. She thinks you're a funny guy, but she may not necessarily be sexually attracted to you. Resource attraction is when a woman is attracted to your resources, meaning she likes the fact that you got a lot of money, you could take care of her, so forth and so on. And friendship attraction is when a woman is attracted to you based on you being in the friend zone. She likes you as a friend. Now, all these different things can overlap. So a woman could be sexually attracted to you and be attracted to the fact you got resources. A woman could be physically attracted to you and be attracted to your behavior, but not sexually attracted to you. So these things can overlap. The only 2 things that don't overlap is sexual attraction and friendship attraction. So that could never happen because a woman cannot be sexually attracted to a guy that is in the friend zone. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to attraction happening, right? What a lot of guys got to understand is that attraction happens instantly, meaning that when you talk to a woman, approach a woman, make something happen with a woman, right? You do not have to spend hours, days, weeks in order for a woman to find you sexually appealing, right? So a lot of times the pickup artists like to teach you guys, hey, you got to, pass your shit test. You got to speak to her for a long time. You got to put in all this work to deal with this one particular chick. You got to build attraction, so forth and so on. What you got to understand is attraction happens instantly, meaning that the woman, when she first meets you and has that first conversation with you, she's either attracted to you or she's not. Right? She's either highly attracted to you or she's not highly attracted to you, right? So what happens is that either she has high interest or she doesn't have high interest, right? It's really that simple, right? And the thing that confuses a lot of guys is, and just a lot of people in general, is that when we talk about this, most people just talk about looks, right? It's always looks, this. It's all about looks, right? Now, looks has a part to do with it. And we're going to talk about that first so that a lot of people understand. But what you have to understand is that when it comes to looks, right? There's levels to physical attractiveness, right? And I'm going to talk about that today in this video so that you guys can understand it. So you understand when we talk about looks and someone being attracted to your looks, right? It's not all on one level. You feel what I'm saying? So now I want you to check this out. And before I do this, if you see anybody else talking about what I'm about to talk about today, understand they got it from me. You understand what I'm saying? So all my YouTube sons, if I see y'all talking about this shit, just please shout me out. God damn it. Just shout a nigga out. Be like, listen, I heard this from Locario, right? Shout a motherfucker out. Anyway, so let's jump into this, right? So we're going to talk about the 3 levels of physical attraction, right? So the 3 levels of physical attraction: conventionally attractive, preference attraction, and observation attraction. So I'm going to go through all of these 3 things so that you understand what all these 3 things mean. So you have conventionally attractive, preference attraction, and observation attraction, right? So you're probably like, what is all that? What are you talking about, right? So now what happens is that when we're just talking about looks and you being attractive based on looks, right? You have conventionally attractive, you have preference attractive, and then you have observational attractive. You understand? Exactly. April's like, it's too much game already. I know, but we gotta break it down so people understand. Let's break it down so people understand, right? So let's get into this. So again, you have conventional attractive, preference attraction, and observation attraction, right? So now let's jump into this and let's talk about conventionally attractive first, right? So what is conventionally attractive? So conventionally attractive refers to having physical features that are widely considered desirable according to the current standards of a specific society. These standards are shaped by cultural norms, media, and often include traits like facial symmetry, clear skin, and a healthy physique. Right now, what does that mean? That means that when we talk about being conventionally attractive, right? A lot of people think that if you are conventionally attractive based on whatever that attractiveness is in your culture, whatever it is like that means that a lot of people are going to be sexually attracted to you and or think that you're physically attractive. But that does not necessarily mean that. It doesn't mean that just because you're conventionally attractive, right, that it's going to be easy for you to attract, because just because you're conventionally attractive, right, that does not mean that someone's going to find you sexually attractive. Now, a person can find you sexually attractive if you're conventionally attractive, but just because you're conventionally attractive does not mean that you are sexually attractive to that person. Right now, what I'm going to show you next is the thing that usually makes you sexually attractive based on your physical, right? And that second thing right here is called preference attraction, right? So that's being attracted to someone who fits your specific type, whether or not they're conventionally attractive. I'm gonna say that again. Being attracted to someone who fits your specific type, whether or not they're conventionally attractive, right? So when you see someone that's attractive to you physically and they are your preference, that's usually the person, right, that you'll be more sexually attracted to based just on the look, right? So for example, when a woman sees you, it was like, it's too much. We ain't even done yet. So a woman can see a guy, right? And that particular guy is what she prefers physically. So because that's the guy she prefers physically, right, she is more likely going to be sexually attracted to that guy based on the physical and just off of that so far, right? He said it's a bad boy membership. I told him I'm giving him a free line. This is just tip of the iceberg. Trust me, this is just tip of the iceberg, right? So what happens is that if a woman sees a guy who is her preference, him being physically attractive, right, is gonna more likely make her sexually attracted to him just based on the physical. Now, if she sees a guy who's conventionally attractive, she may think he's attractive, but may not necessarily be sexually attracted to him just based on the physical. Right now, here's the other thing. Just because when a person's your preference, when it's the preference attraction, that person can also be conventionally attractive. So meaning that if a woman is your preference, or for a woman, if the man is her preference, that person can also be conventionally attractive, even though that they're the preference, right? But the person could not be conventionally attractive and still be that person's preference and be extremely sexually appealing to that person, right? So in other words, a woman may see a guy who is conventionally attractive, right? That a lot of other women think are attractive. And she'd be like, he's cute, but whatever. And then she can see another guy who is not conventionally attractive, but because he is her physical type, she is sexually attracted to that guy, even though he's not conventionally attractive. Now, a woman can see a guy who is her type physically, and that is her preference, and he could be conventionally attractive, right? But the thing is that a lot of these guys, what happens is the reason why they don't understand this stuff is because a lot of people think if you're not a conventionally attractive guy, it's over for you, bro. If you don't have a jawline, if you're not 6 foot or whatever the fuck your culture deems attractive, right? Then what happens is that it's over for you. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that you have to understand the difference between conventionally attractive and someone being attractive based on your particular preference, right? So what you got to understand is that when women are encountering you, a woman can think you're conventionally attractive and still not want to fuck you. Why? Because she's not sexually attracted to you based on your look. Or a woman can find you unconventionally attractive, but you're her preference, and that will make her sexually attracted to you and she'll want to fuck you just based on your look. You understand? Now, let's move on to the last one, which is observation attraction. Observation attraction. So what's observation attraction? Observation attraction is when you see someone you find physically attractive, even if they are not your type, but you can understand why others would find them very attractive. Say it again. Observation attraction is when you see someone you find physically attractive, even if they are not your type, but you can understand why others would find them very attractive. So what does that mean? That means that a woman can see you and be like, yeah, I can see why women would find him attractive, but he's not really my cup of tea. Yeah, he's handsome, but I just I'm not really feeling him like that. Like he doesn't really do anything for me. You see what I'm saying? And so this is why you have shit, for example, like Handsome Man's Game, because you have the guys out there who thought, oh, well, because I am handsome, that should automatically mean that the girl should be sexually attracted to me. But no, she can look at you and say, hey, I think he is handsome, but he doesn't really do it. He doesn't do it for me. Now, this also happens for us men looking at women, right? You can see a woman and say, yeah, I can see why guys would think she's cute, but she ain't really like my type. She ain't my type. You understand? Meaning I would choose another girl over her if I had to choose. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what you have to understand about these different levels of attraction when it comes to physical attraction is that when you are out here doing your thing and you're talking to women, you don't know how a woman views you. You understand? You don't know how a woman views you. And on top of that, what happens is that when we break down all these things, and remember, looks are subjective, right? You got to understand, for example, when we're talking about conventionally attractive, right? It's based on the society, it's based on, the media and all these other things. So what happens is that some guy can be conventionally attractive based on the woman he's talking to or the culture he's in. And then in another situation, right, he's not really, a person might say, oh yeah, he's a good looking dude, but I'm not really into him, right? So it's not like there's one thing, one size fits all. So for example, let's say you have a guy who's one of these like K-pop motherfuckers, right? And so in that culture, they might say that K-pop guy is conventionally attractive in that culture, right? Then a woman could observe and say, you know what? That's not my cup of tea, but I could see why girls would think he's attractive. Then you could have another girl who sees him and says, oh my God, this is my perfect physical specimen. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that there's levels to this shit. So even if you were not considered conventionally attractive, that does not mean when you deal with women, you are not their preference, which means in most cases, that woman is sexually attracted to you just based on that. So a lot of times what happens is that when a woman wants to have sex with you based on your look, it's because your look is her preference. You understand? And so she's already being turned on because your look is her particular preference. But you can be conventionally attractive and not her preference. And even though she thinks you're cute, she still ain't gonna fuck you just based on the fact that you're handsome. It's not gonna go down. You see what I'm saying? And again, this is why I said with the handsome man game shit, this is why a lot of guys who people would say, oh, you're handsome, you're cute, they still have trouble attracting women because they try to coast on the looks. And then they coast on these looks and then they realize, damn, like it's not as easy as I thought. And it's not as easy as they thought because what happens is that they're running into women who might find them conventionally attractive, but not necessarily sexually attractive. Or they're running into women that observe, hey, he's a handsome guy, but he's not really my type. You understand? Now, if you are, let's say conventionally attractive, but the woman isn't just off rip feeling you sexually, right? You still have other things that make you sexually appealing, which could also make you, better looking in her eyes and so forth and so on. Right? So now that we talked about the looks, let's talk about the appearance. Now, when we talk about attraction happens instantly, understand your appearance is important, right? So you have to realize that based on your appearance, a lot of times, right, a woman will make a judgment about you based on your appearance. And that could either make her find you more attractive or less attractive. Right? So let's say, for example, shout out to Raul Mills. He said on the Game Kings, the right pair of shoes could get your dick sucked. You understand what I'm saying? And so what you got to understand is that based on your appearance, right, a woman can be sexually attracted to you because how your appearance is will give her an assumption of your personality, of, the vibe she's going to get from you. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes what happens is that a woman can think you are handsome and not like your appearance. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that she don't like the way you dress. And it's not that you're a bad dresser. You could be a great dresser, but your look may not be the look that she's really into. Like, so for example, like look at the way I'm dressed now, right? It's very more like urban, kind of like hip hop type of vibe. You understand? Now, there could be a woman who I approach. She could think I'm handsome, but based on my look, she may not be feeling the look, or vice versa. The woman could be feeling the look, right? And she could just think, oh yeah, he's a decent looking guy, but I like the way he looks, which makes him more attractive to me. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes what happens is that you can run into women who are in a certain like environment, or they run in a certain circle, right? There's a certain class of people they associate with. And so based on your appearance, the woman might, let's say, for example, she's sexually attracted to you because she thinks you're handsome, you're charismatic, you make her feel good, but you dress like a rapper. So what she'll do is she'll fuck you at night, but she ain't gonna take you to the event. You understand what I'm saying? She's not gonna hang out with you in public with you looking like a rapper when she's dressed the way she's dressed and she hangs out with people who dress like her. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what happens is that you can play around with different types of looks, right? So you can dress more, let's say, more preppy or some shit, and that's going to make you attractive to a certain demographic of woman based on your appearance, right? You can dress very like business type of, suit, tie, all that other shit, have that type of vibe with your appearance. And based on you having that appearance, right, will catch a certain woman's eye here or there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what you should never do is you should never try to dress for the woman, though, because I already hear the reels turning. Niggas gonna be like, oh, so let me, maybe I should wear a suit, or maybe I should listen, do not do that shit. What you want to do is you want to dress how you want to dress, right? Look as good as you want to look, and how you are comfortable with your shit. And then do you, and find the women who are attracted to your style and how you come across and all that other stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's not to say you can't switch it up every now and then, but even if you switch it up, it still should be, like your style within that other style. So meaning if you dress up in a suit, don't dress up in a suit trying to look like somebody else. Get a suit that fits you, that looks good on you in the style of the type of suit that you like to wear. You understand what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do. Right? But what happens is that you have to be comfortable in your own clothes and the way that you appear, because that's what's going to make you sexually appealing. It's you being comfortable in what you have, being comfortable in what you're wearing, being comfortable in how you present yourself. You see what I'm saying? But understand that there are going to be those situations where a woman could think that you are, let's say, physically appealing, and you are her type as far as, how you look, as far as like your face and your body and all that other stuff. But then how you dress, she's like, not really feeling that. And vice versa. A woman can think that you're eye looking as far as like your physical appearance, how your face and your body look, but the way you dress to her is immaculate. She's like, oh, I like the way that he put his shit together. Right. And that right there, even if a woman doesn't think that you are super handsome guy, can make you more sexually appealing just based on the look. You see what I'm saying? So you guys got to understand that there's levels to this shit. See, I know a lot of dudes on the internet like to talk about, oh, it's just about your face structure and your bones, and you got to be 6 foot and all this other stupid shit that these motherfuckers tell you. What you got to understand is that when you are dealing with women and a woman is sexually attracted to you, it's a combination of your looks, appearance, and behavior. And remember, there's levels to all those things too. Just like I was talking about with the 3 levels of physical attraction, where I'm talking about, and I'm talking about, different things when it comes to appearance. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many things that go into this. And this is why I say attraction happens instantly. Why? Because within a few seconds, a woman is assessing all of this. She's seeing how you look. She's seeing how your appearance is. And then she's also paying attention to your behavior. Now let's jump into the behavior part of sex appeal, right? Now, what you got to understand is that when it comes to your behavior, right? Your behavior is going to, in a lot of cases, make or break the situation. You understand? So what happens is that this is why a woman could think you're handsome. You could be her preference as far as physical attraction, right? But your behavior can fuck that whole thing up in certain situations, right? Because your behavior is the thing that is going to determine, in most cases, how the woman feels when interacting with you. It's going to be the thing that she assesses you on when she's dealing with you to see, okay, is this guy really on point, or is he going to be one of these needy, clingy, weirdo guys? Is this guy, do I feel like, like I'm having fun with this dude, or is this awkward? You understand? So all that happens within your behavior, right? And so when we talk about behavior, we're talking about from the moment you even open your mouth in the situation, right? Sometimes it's even when you're walking over to the girl and approaching her. You understand what I'm saying? It's how do you walk? How does your walk look? Right? Then what are you saying? How is your tone of voice? Right? Are you able to articulate what you want to say? Do you know how to have a conversation? Are you talking to her? Are you talking at her? Are you displaying behaviors that's showing that you might be a guy who's a little bit insecure, kind of needy? You're not sure of yourself, right? What are you doing with your body? Your body language, all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is all of these things are being paid attention to in split seconds. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're that guy, then if you're really that dude, then what's going to happen is that her response to you is usually her feeling that energy. This is why, guys who are well-versed in the game, guys who go out to talk to women, guys who go out to interact, in general, they can tell based on a woman's response and reaction to them if the woman is, interested. And then they say, okay, I can tell she's interested by her response, so I'm going to keep going. Or I can tell she's not interested based on her response, so I'm going to fall back. Right? Now, check this out. This is what I tell you guys. If a woman can tell instantly, and if you have enough game to notice her reaction instantly, why would you wear a woman down? Why would you try to pass a woman shit test? Why would you chase a woman when all the information you need to know is happening right now? You see what I'm saying? All of the information you need to know is happening right now. Because check this out. When I approach a woman, my face and my body is what it is. She can see this. How I'm dressed is how I'm dressed in that moment. She can see this. And when I'm talking to her and interacting with her, she can assess the behavior and feel out the situation. So all the things that needs to be there in order for her to see if she is sexually attracted or not is happening right now, instantly. You see what I'm saying? So if you're the type of guy who is insecure and you don't know what to say to women and you are stumbling over your words and you're just like all over the place, they can see that already. If you're approaching a woman and your sneakers are all dirty and shit, she can see that already. You understand what I'm saying? If you're approaching a woman and you are her preferred type, she can see that already. If you're not her preferred type, she can see that already. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I tell you guys to play the numbers game. Why? Because what you're finding is women who align with who you are. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. It's like, so a lot of times what you guys are doing is you're thinking, and again, this is, if you listen to PUAs and Red Pill and all this other type of stuff, you're thinking that you meet a woman and you have to like spend lots of time with her so that she can sit there and figure out, well, maybe we should get to know each other more. Let's talk more so I can figure out if I'm attracted to you. There's nothing to figure out. Everything is right here. You understand? So think about this. You think a woman who's 29 years old, who's been getting hollered at for the past 10 years, you think she don't know the difference between a man who has conversation skills and who don't? You think she can't tell the difference? You think she can't tell the difference between this? Some guy goes up to her, hey, hi, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Hi, I saw you reading that book, and I just came over because I'm sorry, I'm okay. My name's Tom. What's your name? You think she can't tell the difference between that and a smooth motherfucker that come up to you like, hey, listen, how you doing? Yeah, I saw you over there reading that book. I was checking you out a little bit, and I was like, God damn, I got to come over and say something. What's your name? Jennifer, nice to meet you. I'm Locario. How you doing? You think she can't tell the difference between that and a motherfucker stumbling over his words? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been through that her whole life. Her whole life. Hold on, is the phone lines down? Oh, shit, my bad. I thought I had the phone lines up. Shit. My bad, guys. Hold on, let me put the phone lines up. I thought it was up. My bad. Yeah, the phone lines are up. You think she can't tell the difference between a nigga who know how to dress and a nigga who don't? You think she can't tell the difference between a guy that she's physically attracted to and a guy she's not? Everything she needs to know is happening right now. It's there. Everything. Yo, Charlie, what's going on, fam?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Locario? I hope you're doing well.
Chilling. What's going on?
So I just wanted to add to your point real quick about this because I think it's a great topic about, the sexual attraction, how it shouldn't take a long time at all. It should be instantaneous, really.
Mm-hmm.
A great example is like online, it's like, with the online dating, like obviously you should look your best, like quote unquote, meaning like, you should look how you want to look, in relation to what you want to put out there and the type of girl you want to attract and all that stuff. But, like for example, like I had 2 girls from Hinge gave me like medium interest answers. It's like an example, like the one girl was like, because I said what I said, like, I want to get coffee. I said the same thing to the same 2 girls, like I want to get coffee sometime and, when you're free. And like the one girl was like, I'm in New York right now and I'll be back in PA tomorrow. And I'm like, well, that doesn't answer my question. And then the other girl was like, what did she say? She said, I work these couple nights, but or I should be free on this weekend. And it's like, really with both of that, like, that's just like medium low interest because it's like, if you were, cause to the thing about looks and why it should be like instantaneous or like, damn near quick is that like, for example, on online dating, it's like, this is a great example of this is like your pictures. I mean, it's marketing your sexual appeal, right? So it's like, that's like the main thing. Like, obviously you have to have game and all that stuff. Like that's very important, when you go and meet the girl, but like just as the app itself, that's marketing sexual value or sexual attraction from you. You know what I mean? So your pictures display that. So it's like the first message that you should get from a girl should be how excited she is to meet up with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause it's like, it's a dating app where you swipe right or whatever it is. And it's like, she already knows what kind of guy she likes. So it's like, all she just has to do is pick and choose. Right. So it's like, if the very first message isn't like, I can't wait to see you, or I can't like let she shouldn't be saying something like, like, I don't know if I could do this weekend, but she should be saying something like, I can't do tonight, but let me get back to you tomorrow at 1:00 and then I'll text you and then I'll tell you my schedule or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
not like,
see, that's the thing with online dating too, is that, and that's a good example because with online dating, what it does is that it displays all the different things. So it displays your pictures, your bio, and it also shows the text messages. So with the pictures, it shows your look and appearance. The bio creates the idea or the image of your personality or how your behavior might be. And then your actual messages display the behavior. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. So now what happens is that because women get so much attention on dating apps,
what happens is that for women, they're very like, I should say their standards become higher on the dating app because there's so many options on the front end. You see what I'm saying? So now what happens is that this is why this will show you that if a woman is being kind of wishy-washy or she's kind of like whatever about it or whatever it is like that, she's not really highly interested, because her being highly interested is her basically making the choice to choose you over all the other noise. So if she is highly interested, then it's going to show through her text and how consistent she is or how much she's cooperating, because she has she's basically saying, I'm choosing you out of all the rest because everything I need to know is in this medium. I already seen your pictures. I already see what you said in the bio, which enticed me. And now I'm responding to your messages, and I see through your messages that you're setting the date, you're leading me, we're going to do this and we're going to make this happen. So if she's actually interested, it'll flow smoothly. You see what I'm saying? So that's the perfect example of the online dating, because everything that we're talking about as far as sexual attraction and sex appeal is within the particular situation. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I just want to make this last little point. I'm going to send another 20 is that, you know, one of the things I learned, especially with online dating, because it's like so fast, you know, like the medium of it is so fast. That's why it's so beautiful in a sense, because it's like, you know, one of the things I learned is that, and this is for the guys, you know, in the chat and all that stuff, is like, you know, stop trying to fill in the blanks with women. You know what I mean? If they were really highly interested in you, they're going to fill in all the blanks no matter what.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's like,
that's a fact.
And like, I just got a quick example for that, which is like, for example, I met a girl off Hinge, this, I don't know, months ago at this point, but like she hit me up and then, you know, like it was super high interest on the chat or whatever. And then I said, cool, you know, I want to meet up for coffee and all sort of stuff. And then, you know, like an hour before the date, she was like, oh, you know, my dad's in the hospital. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I'm going to text you in 10 minutes to see if I can make it. She still made it on time. And mind you, her dad was like rushed to the hospital. So I'm feeling a little bit weird because I'm like, why don't you stay with your dad?
Right.
But anyway, I was like, you know, if that's fine with you, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, no big deal, you know what I mean? But anyway, we ended up meeting up and having a great time, and we ended up having sex. But it was like all the things that were supposed to happen with a girl who had high interest. First off, I was like, she like kind of dissed her dad there a little bit, which I was like, this is kind of weird, you know what I mean? But she still showed up.
I love it. Listen.
You know?
I love it. That's the type of interest that I love. The chick is like, my dad's in a hospital, but I gotta go see Charlie. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so now
I was like, holy shit. I was like, what's going on here? Yeah, sorry.
Right. So now when that happens, that shows you that if a woman wants to do it and make it happen, she will. You see what I'm saying? It's really that simple. So now when a chick is like, oh, I can't make it, it's kind of far, can we meet in the middle? Or, oh, I'd rather go to get dinner instead of like any excuse, you know it's bullshit, because you're like, listen, I have a first-hand experience where when a woman is highly interested, she actually goes in the direction of where you're at. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it was like, I don't want to get this too long, but it was like all the things you said happened. Like she came, when she arrived, I was like, hey, what's up? She gave me like a damn bear hug. You know what I mean? And this is a girl who I find like, she was like my type and everything. So I'm like, oh shit, she gave me a bear hug. And then we walked in and got some coffee. You know what I mean? She didn't even like coffee, she told me, but she still got a drink and showed up.
Exactly.
So I'm like, yo.
So whenever chicks like, I don't like coffee. I don't like drink. Like that's what I'm saying. When a woman has high interest in you, this is how it works.
Exactly. And then like, she was like, I was like, well, listen, I want to, you know, go back in my car and, you know, get real close to you and listen to some music and look into your eyes. And she was like, oh, sounds good. You know, and then I put up some music and she's like, I was like, you like this music? She's like, no, not really. But, you know, I think it's pretty cool since you're here. I was like, oh my fucking God, bro. They just be saying shit because they like you. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, she's like, whatever bro, you like, whatever you want, we doing it. That's it.
Right.
I love it.
And then we ended up fucking, so it was like that, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's why I learned, you know, I was like, this guy Locario, dude just spits nothing but facts, bro. It's crazy. I'm telling
you, you got to experience it. Once you get chicks or experience women who have high interest in you, it's hard to go back to the bullshit. It's like, you're like, why would I deal with a
Right.
chick who's on some bullshit when I know how
Right.
women act when they're really feeling me? You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Right. Right. It's like you get a message on Hinge like saying, "Oh, I don't know if I'll be free." I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna delete that. And it ain't no problem in it. And then they'll knock on the girl, but just like I ain't trying to do that.
Right.
So it is what it is. But anyway.
Exactly. That's a fact.
So anyway.
All
So
right,
thanks for taking my call, Mr. Parr. I appreciate it.
Appreciate the call, fam. Appreciate it. All right, so guys, we're gonna go another maybe 10 minutes and we're gonna wrap this up. So it ain't gonna be a long show. You feel what I'm saying? So if you guys want to call in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. You feel what I'm saying? I love it. She was like, listen, man, my dad's sick, but I'm gonna be there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there. You understand? Like, bruh, it gotta be that heavy. That's what I'm saying. It gotta be, listen, I need you to drop everything. Drop everything. You understand what I'm saying? If you ain't trying to drop, that's why, again, excuses means disinterest. You understand? What was the story about the chick who swam in the fucking ocean to go meet this motherfucker? You understand what I'm saying? Chicks be doing, like I told this story before, this chick I used to smash, when she matched with a guy on Tinder, and he was in New York City, but he lives in Mexico. So what happened was she messaged them and he hit her back up and he said, "Hey, I'm back in Mexico." This woman got on a flight. She got on a flight to go to Mexico for a first date with this nigga. That's what I'm talking about with high interest. The chick, they matched while they was in New York. She missed him in New York. He was already in Mexico. The chick got on a plane to see this guy for a first date. What are we talking? You see what I'm saying? So no excuses. No excuses. Remember, when the chick is giving you excuses, she ain't feeling you like that, fam. She's not feeling you. You understand what I'm saying? But let me see what some of these questions are saying. It says, I may have stumbled on like 3 black pill videos in my entire life. I don't watch them like that, but from what I have heard, I don't believe they're capable of being salvaged. Well, listen, man, the game is always here when they're ready. Would you say that a photo shoot is a good idea for a first date? A photo shoot? I mean, well, listen, if you're doing some type of sexy photo shoot, then maybe, but other than that, you understand what I'm saying? Other than that, hold on, where's we at with the questions? It says, your most difficulty in the game, what was the biggest number of women you approached and still couldn't make nothing happen? And what's it say? And your easiest, then what was the biggest number of women you smashed in a row? Well, there was one time where I was out and I must have approached probably like 20, maybe like 20, 22 chicks in a row. And it wasn't going down. Like it was like, you know, we would stop and talk. Half of them would talk to me or whatever, but it was like I was running into girls. They had, you know, I got a boyfriend, or a chick would ignore me, or you know, they be on some attention horse shit, like in a row, like 20 something in a row. You understand what I'm saying? And then like the 23rd, 24th chick, she was down. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as you said, so you said what's the easiest, the biggest number of women you smashed in a row? So the easiest is, there's a lot of situations where it was like super quick and easy. That's why you know, I tell guys, like even when I was doing the debate with Marcus, and I was talking about 5 minutes, like there's women that I've met and we're getting it cracking in like 5 minutes. And that's happened multiple times. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I tell dudes about high interest. I think I just be talking this shit just to be talking this shit. No, I live the shit that I'm talking. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, like I meet women and I see the look and it's going down.
You understand what I'm saying? It's going down. It's a beautiful thing. Like there's some stories that I probably got to tell y'all on like a Zoom call or something, but I don't want to put it on YouTube. But I'm just saying it happens quickly. At what age would you say that you got to a place where you had a strong game? Shit, I don't know like what age. I feel like, see, that's the thing. It's like as tight as my game is, I always believe it could be tighter. That's the thing. When you see, it's funny, the dudes who have weak game think they have the tightest game. It's very ironic. You know what I'm saying? And the dudes who got tight game are trying to always make it tighter. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know if there's like a specific age where I was like, oh, my game is super tight now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I always have this feeling or thought, like I always want to learn more and see what's going down. You know what I'm saying? This says, if one can easily identify a woman who does not desire / want them, does that in turn make it so much easier to identify a woman who does? Exactly. That's bro. Me and Miles was just talking about that on the Bad Boy show today. I'm gonna post that up later. Is that when you can easily identify women who aren't interested, you can identify the women who are, and vice versa. When you can identify the women who are, you can identify the women who aren't. You understand? And so the thing is that this is why it's important to be able to understand when a woman has high interest in you or doesn't, because you save a lot of time, right? And what happens is that you have more situations that are beneficial to you. You feel what I mean? Let me see. So where should we put most of our focus on when maximizing our sex appeal? I understand working on things holistically, but what gives you the most bang for your buck, figuratively speaking? See, Jasper, that's the thing. It's everything. This is what, see, guys, it's so funny when dudes ask these type of questions. It's everything. So this is the thing. Trying to separate shit is what gives you weak game. Because I already know dudes are like, oh, well, this is why the whole looks maxing shit is stupid. Because if you're working on looking better, right, but you're still insecure and you still don't have a mouthpiece, you don't know how to flirt, this shit ain't gonna really work out for you. If you're, dressed like crap or you smell like garbage, right, that's not going to help you because nobody's going to talk to you. You feel what I'm saying? So you can have the tightest mouthpiece, but if you're dressed like garbage, it ain't going to do nothing for you. So it actually is the holistic thing. You can't just pick and you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this. No, it has to be everything. And this is the key. When you have game, all of your things, everything works together. You understand? And so what I mean by that is this, is that guys are concerned with being better looking. If you have game, you're going to look good. You understand what I'm saying? If you have game, you're going to look good. Right? Meaning that you're going to look your best. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to take care of your body. You're going to make sure your appearance is on point. You're going to do all that shit. Yo, we got Charlie again. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I told somebody to send me a $5 in chat, but I had to do it my damn self anyway. I'm fucking running out of money. But I just wanted to add another point to this, which is about, I saw that reel you posted on Instagram, I think it was like yesterday or 2 days ago, about that, like the guy who you had in that game global debate. I mean, I don't even know, I don't really watch him, but that guy like Marcus or whatever, right? Like I watched some of them and like a lot of them have been very inflammatory from like those guys, you know what I mean? Talking about, like look, when it comes to like the whole looks money status thing, but you like posted a reel, whatever, about like how, I guess Mr. Justin from that, was on that debate or whatever. And Marcus basically revealed that he's never had a high interest woman like him and just be, high interest and then do everything that he says. And it's like, if you look at Marcus, like, no homo and all that posh shit, you know what I mean? But like, he's not like a dirty, like fucking like homeless person or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he dresses like, well for what he wants, and tries to put his best foot forward. And he basically revealed to all the red pillars out there that basically everything that he's been saying is a front, and that it ain't about looks, money, and status. You know what I mean? And it's like, there's definitely girls who find him sexually attractive. I'm sure of it, but it's like, bro has not enough game to be like, to recognize it. And basically I was like, you know, these guys, they're not really even yelling at you, Locario. They're basically just, they're just projecting their hate onto you because they're like crying out for help deep down. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's like, and you know, shout out to Mr. Justin, because, you know, in that debate, he was kind of like, well, at least from that reel, you know, Mr. Justin has a very good way of words, you know, trying to get, you know, an honest answer out of people and trying to like see where they're coming from, you know?
Right.
And Marcus was like, yeah, I've never had that happen to me. But this whole time he's been talking about, you know, it's all about looks, bro.
Right.
And it's like, I was like, you know, man, sometimes you just got to recognize that a lot of these guys who are hating on you, I mean, you already know this, but I had to recognize it for myself. It's just all self-hate at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Even if it's from a woman, like, and it's like, bro, I don't gotta hate you, Marcus, or whoever, or a woman out there. You know what I mean? It's like, I actually fucking love you, but I love you so much that I gotta tell you the truth. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, I'm valuable just like everybody else, and so are you, and so is the other person. But don't try to put me down.
Right?
Like, you're just putting yourself down in reverse. You just don't see it.
Nah, that's
anyway,
real talk. That's real talk.
I want to add it to talk. So
yes, sir.
Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam. Appreciate the call. All right. Now that's real talk, man. Listen, man, the game is undefeated. That's what you guys got to understand. It is undefeated. All right. So let me, I'm about to kill the phone lines real quick. Let me see. Let me answer these other questions real quick. It says, how do you get in the rhythm of approaching when you don't feel like it? You just push yourself. And then once you start, you get into a zone and then you just keep going. There's times where I would go out and, you know, I'd be out and I would purposely, you know, talk, even though I didn't feel like it. Like, this is the funny part about me, right? So I'm, how do I say this? I'm not a very talkative person when I don't see a benefit in it for me. Like, I'm not like a very good small talk person. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, like, there's people who like to talk and converse. I don't. Like, I'm actually more quiet in those situations. Like, I have to turn it on. So meaning, like, if I go into a bar, I mentally prepare myself to start yapping. And as soon as I get out the bar, I'm quiet again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, there's certain people that like to like converse. Like my dad, if you ever met my dad is a very like people person, and you know, hey, so how's it going? How's everything been, man? Like, how's so-and-so? And yeah, tell me about this. And I'm not like that, because I don't care about anything. You understand? Like, meaning like I don't care about your life. I don't care about how your kids is doing. I don't care about how you're feeling today. I just don't. I honestly don't care. Like when I go into a Uber or a Lyft and the driver wants to talk to me, I'm like, oh, nigga, shut up. I don't care. Just shut up and drive. I don't care about your life. I don't want to converse with you. I don't want to do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So even when I talk to women, I'm only talking to the woman I want to fuck. If I don't want to fuck you, I won't talk to you. That's why I don't have female friends. There's nothing that a woman can give me as a friend that's beneficial to me. Therefore, I don't want to talk to you. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm at a restaurant, all I need is for the waitress to bring me my food. I don't need the small talk. I don't care about your life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, right? So what happens is that I'm good at communicating, but I only communicate when it's beneficial to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how I am. I'm not like naturally curious about other people's lives. Like, I don't give a shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. But some people are they like that stuff. Some people are very communicative and talk, and I'm just not that guy. You understand what I'm saying? I just don't like doing it. So what happens is what motivates me to communicate with women is my desire, right, to create a sexual situation with a particular woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if I see a woman that I'm not sexually interested, or she's a woman that can't benefit me, you know, as far as making money with her in some form or fashion, then I don't care to talk to her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. So that's the thing. Like, so it's like that type of shit. So some people are naturally like very like personable and like, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. I just can't do it. It bores me and it annoys me. You know what I'm saying? But that's me understanding myself. So when I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm in a social situation and I want to make stuff happen, like I turn it on. You understand what I'm saying? To get it going. You feel what I mean? And some people are just naturally like that, just in particular. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's important to know yourself to see how you are in these situations. You feel what I'm saying? You said, what about a pregnant woman in the cold? Crazy. All right, let me finish these questions and we're gonna wrap it up. I watched 90% of your videos and tried everything. The advice you give is point, but it always fades eventually. Fam, get some coaching, please. Please get some coaching, Reggie. Stop the bullshit. I said, doesn't Marcus not finding high interest women prove his point about it being rare if you mention how he is at least decent looking? Grandfather Nuggle, right? If you go into a place with 100 women, 10 of them would probably have high interest in you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, can you handle dealing with 10 women? Probably not. You understand what I'm saying? See, the problem is that guys don't actually go out and deal with multiple women. You understand? They don't go out and talk to multiple women. They don't go out and interact with multiple women. Right? Now, what you got to understand is that in Marcus's situation, he's already in his mind put the woman on a pedestal because they're hot. You see what I'm saying? So because they're hot, he's already put them on a pedestal, which means he's going to act as if they're above him, which means they're going to look down on him, which means they're not going to be as attracted to him if he didn't put him on a pedestal. So if he didn't put him on a pedestal, he'd be way more attractive to those women. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be debating those pickup artists again? That shit is hilarious. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It says, so basically you don't waste your energy drained from pointless conversations. That exactly. I can't, it kills me. Oh, I hate it. I fucking hate it. Like I hate it. This is like, I hate it with a passion. You know what I'm saying? But guys, we're going to wrap this shit up. So guys, appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com, go to shoplocario.com. Make sure that you guys, go to masculineidentitymembership.com, cunninghamelements.com. Make sure you guys do all those. You feel me? And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out.
I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't going to get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You got to understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you got to work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not going to be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link